It's been exactly 1 year since Michael Brown was killed. Michael Brown, the unarmed African-American teenager shot and killed by police in Ferguson, Missouri. Obviously a very controversial and upsetting case. You have faced your own incidents in Ohio, ones in many ways even more stark than the Michael Brown incident. There was the shooting of Tamir Rice, the 12-year-old boy killed by police, the incident in Cincinnati where the policeman at the campus there was charged with murder. Are you doing enough in Ohio to ensure that routine traffic stops, routine 911 calls don't end up with dead bodies?
Yeah, Jake, I'm glad you asked that. First of all, we have a thing called the Miracle of America, and we need to make sure that all Americans feel they can be part of it. And there are many in the African-American community who think that the government doesn't just not work for them, but works against them. I created a collaborative, very broad. Nina Turner, a former state senator, ran against Republicans, was one of the chairpeople of it, along with my head of public safety. We have community leaders, we have ministers, we've got law enforcement, and we came out with a unanimous recommendation to create a statewide policy on the use of deadly force and an examination of recruiting and hiring practices. And now what we're doing, Jake, is what's really critical, that the community can understand the challenges of police and that police can understand what is going on inside of the community, a collaborative effort. And this moves forward in our state. And as you know, we've done a lot of things to try to lift the minority community, including things like set-asides to create entrepreneurship, to be able to change the criminal justice system. I mean, we're doing reforming our schools where many in the minority community have been frustrated. I am totally dedicated to this. And you know, fortunately, I received 26% of the African-American vote. And I'm not bragging about it. I'm just pleased that people are giving me some recognition that I hear them, I care about them, and I want them to rise.
There are Democrats in your state, as you know, pushing legislation that would require all officers to wear body cameras. Would you sign such legislation?
Yeah, first of all, we have to see what passes, but I'm open to anything that's going to improve practices. But Jake, we have to realize there's a balance here. There's a balance so that the community has to realize that there's a family at home waiting for an officer to come home at night, and they don't want to hear that he's been wounded or killed, and that happened in Cincinnati as well. And we also need the police to understand the concerns of the community. Unwarranted stops, you know, what we just saw in Cincinnati with an officer who's just been indicted for murder. I mean, these are tough issues, but at the heart of it is an ability to give people a sense that the system is not rigged against them, that they in fact can be hopeful, that in fact America can work for everybody. And Jake, that's why I don't want to spend time talking about the negative stuff on the campaign. We have too much to do to build this country up so that everybody feels that they're a part of it. And we are doing that in the state of Ohio, but we've got a long way to go, Jake, but we're trying our best. I promise you that.